Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Recently I did a little collab video with my lovely friend Sam. We did a video on my channel, the Stagey Best Friend tag, and we did a video on Sam's channel talking about our three of our favourite Elphabas. Both of the videos kind of inspired me to think of loads of video ideas to do with just list videos, so I hope you guys like those kind of videos. And today I wanted to do one that was purely about my top 10 favourite Elphabas. I must warn you, I've not prepared myself, very bad YouTuber. I've got a list of the Elphabas but I've not put them in an order, so you are honestly getting my thoughts and reactions to the Elphabas that I'm picking in this list. I am so organised. I've been seeing Wicked for the past 5 years now, which feels crazy, the time has flown by. I've been lucky enough to see the show not only in London but on Broadway and around the UK on the UK tour as well. So I think in total I've seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 Elphabas, but I feel like I'm missing someone off of this list and I feel really bad. Right, number 10. Who's gonna go on number 10? Ooh, okay, I feel kind of bad. Don't hate on me. Stay throughout the video. At number 10, I think I'm gonna have to say Wilhelmine Bukak. I never know how to say her surname. Wilhelmine. Sorry, Wilhelmine, you're never gonna watch this, but Wilhelmine is gonna have to go at number 10 on my list. I briefly explained in Sam's video, but Wilhelmine came into the show after Louise, and I had heard obviously bits of Wilhelmine's Elphaba through the promotion and things like that. Also at this point I'm pretty sure I'd seen her in a concert. I think I'd seen her in a Scott Allen concert or something like that. So I knew of her, I knew of her voice. I enjoyed her voice outside of Wicked, but for some reason as soon as she was green I wasn't a massive fan of hers, and I know people are probably going to hate on me a little bit for that, but let's just be respectful of our differing opinions, okay? Number 9, I'm going to put Louise Dearman for very similar reasons. Louise Dearman played Glinda originally in the... not originally, but the first time she was in Wicked she was Glinda. Unfortunately I didn't get to see her as Glinda. I started seeing the show just after she left. Not because I didn't want to see her, just that's how it worked. I didn't go to Wicked first because I loved the show already. I just saw it because my mum had tickets. Long story short, anyway, I didn't see Louise as Glinda. I know a lot of people loved her as Glinda and therefore they were very excited when she came onto the show as Elphaba. It was really exciting for me to finally get to see her in a show. I hadn't seen her in anything because I don't think she was really doing a show in the time period of when I started to see Wicked, and then from when she took over I think she was mainly doing her album stuff, which I'd heard her album. I really loved her singing voice. She's a lovely human being. I don't think I'd met her. No, I hadn't met her until she went into Wicked. Anyway, she's a lovely human being. But again, something about her being green I wasn't a massive fan of. It probably didn't help as well that I'd gone straight from seeing Rachel as Elphaba, Rachel Tucker, literally the Saturday that she left, and then I saw Louise's first show on the Monday. And sometimes it can be a bit hit or miss seeing someone's first show. Obviously there's a lot of pressure on you, it's your debut essentially. As well, it can be a whole other bunch of cast members joining as well, so the cast change is intense, and the first show for a new cast, it can be really good or it can be a bit because you just don't know what's going to happen. Sorry Louise Dearman, no hate to you. I really like you as a person, you're very nice, but I just wasn't a fan of your Elphaba. Sorry. Next on my list at number 8, I think I'm going to put Michelle Pentecost, who was the first understudy in 2013. All the years just blend together, but I'm pretty sure I saw her on... I definitely saw her Halloween of... it must have been 2013. Oh, I'm really questioning myself now. No, I'm pretty sure it was. I'm pretty sure I'm not going crazy. Again, I'm pretty sure she was first cover Elphaba, so obviously you have the Elphaba, then the standby, first cover, second cover. She might have even been second cover. No, she must have been first cover. It's been a long time. Yeah, I managed to see Michelle as Elphaba quite a few times actually, which was really nice because when you are not the principal or the standby, obviously you don't know kind of when you're going to be on. The standby will get the holiday dates of the principal cast member or whoever they're covering. But for a first and second understudy, you really only get the chance when it's like people are ill or multiple holidays have been booked over. So yeah, it was really nice to get the opportunity to see her a few times. She was certainly a very different Elphaba to what I was used to at this point, having only seen probably 3 Elphabas at this point, I think. It was really nice because I'd got to know Michelle at stage door and things like that. What I've really loved about seeing most Elphabas is the fact that I've been able to get to know them beforehand, and then it's like that extra layer of supporting someone is really, really nice. So this is one thing that I really loved about seeing Michelle as Elphaba, because for the most part it would be me and a few friends going along together to support her. So that was really lovely. One of the things that really sticks out from Michelle as Elphaba that I loved was, I mean, I was about to say spoiler, but if you're watching this, you've probably seen Wicked. But in the scene where Elphaba goes back to the palace and finds Dr. Dillamond, and obviously he can't speak anymore, and she is trying to tell him, like, I'm Elphaba, don't you remember me? And she doesn't just put her hands out normally, she like puts her hands out like this to obviously show that she's green, and that was just one little touch that I don't think I've ever really seen any other Elphaba do, and it was just really nice, especially for her not being able to do the role as much, to have those little things that were hers. Next on my list, at what number am I on? 10, 9, 8, number 7. At number 7 I'm going to put Emma Hatton, who I don't think I really saw Emma that much, maybe 2 or 3 times? Yeah, it must have been 2 or 3 times, because I saw her only maybe once or twice when she was an understudy. I believe she was an understudy for Willamine. No, not an understudy, a standby. Was she for Willamine? She must have been for Willamine. Yeah, she must have been for Willamine. I really should have planned this video out more. My sincerest apologies. So yeah, I saw her once, I'm pretty sure only once, as a standby, and then a couple of times when she took over the role, which is something that I really enjoy. If you've watched any of my Wicked videos before, I've voiced my opinions on the fact that Wicked recycle their cast members, and I kind of find it annoying because I'd love to see someone just totally new to the cast, but at least to promote someone from either standby to principal or etc, etc. I like that. That's a nice thing for them to get that recognition, to feel like the work that they've put in is being rewarded. My mind went totally blank then. I really enjoyed that aspect of Emma taking on the role. I enjoyed her Elphaba. It's definitely not one of my favourite portrayals, but because I didn't enjoy Willamine's portrayal of Elphaba as much, it was really nice to see Emma, who was more of the Elfie that I enjoy. I feel really bad. No hate on Willamine. We all just have different tastes, don't we? So, sorry. Next on my list, at number 6. I'm really bad at keeping track of numbers and lists, and should have planned this video better. But at number 6, I am going to put Kerry Ellis. I didn't see Kerry Ellis in her original run, obviously, because that was way before I saw the show. But when she came back to Wicked, was that after Emma's run, or did Kerry take over from Willamine? And then I'm getting everything so mixed up in my head, but whenever Kerry was back, I didn't see her until literally the last day of her run. I think I was just really busy that entire time, or maybe I didn't have money, I just don't know. But a friend of mine had tickets for Kerry's cast change, and then she managed to get better tickets, so offered the tickets to a friend and me. So we were sat in the dress circle, like in the middle of the dress circle, which isn't my favourite view, I'm gonna say. But a free ticket, I wasn't gonna turn that down. I think it is a shame that I didn't get to see Kerry previous to this show. There is a certain magic of going to a cast change, but also because it's a cast change, you can never really tell if that is the true kind of version of that Elphaba. I know that sounds really weird, but on a cast change, obviously people will do a few extra things. The audience affects the show in a good and bad way, like good way in that the cast is really pumped and probably quite very emotional because it's a cast change, but also the audience like cheering through big points of the songs, which I hate. Don't do that. That obviously changes how the show goes. I have to say though, obviously going to see a cast change performance and to see Kerry in this way, it was epic. It was really amazing to see her in that way, and I'm really glad that I did get to see her, because I think I would have been really kicking myself afterwards if I hadn't been to see her. This is the one thing about kind of stepping back from Wicked a little bit. It does make me kind of sad when I see on social media like such and such, the second understudy is going on today. And I mean, right now I'm not living in London temporarily, trying to find a flat, wish me luck. It's kind of sad to be like, oh, I'm gutted that I won't be able to see that person, because sometimes it is literally a once in a blue moon, once in a lifetime type thing. But anyway, I'm really grateful to have seen Kerry Ellis. Next on my list at, is it number 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? Yeah, number 5. I'm going to put Jennifer Denoyer, and I don't know if I've said her surname correctly, and I feel really bad if I haven't. I apologise. I saw Jennifer, I think it was like a Wednesday matinee. It was insane.
When I meet the wizard, once I prove my worth, and then I meet the wizard, what I've waited for since birth, and with all his wizard wisdom, by my looks he won't be blinded. Do you think the wizard is dumb, or like Munchkin so small-minded? No, he'll say to me, I see who you truly are, a girl on whom I can rely, and that's how we'll begin, the wizard and
I could not believe how she was performing on a matinee. I've been to quite a few cast changes, so I think once you've been to one of those, it sets a whole other standard for what a show can be like. And honestly, this Wednesday matinee, Jennifer was acting like it was a cast change. I was absolutely blown away. I know a couple of people didn't enjoy her Elphaba and thought some of the decisions that she made, especially in like the big songs like Tying Gravity, they weren't a huge fan of it, but I really enjoyed what she did and the power that she had in her voice. I think sometimes when you go in to see a new Elphaba, that can be the worrying thing of if their voice is obviously of the capability to carry the show, but also carry the show in a way that you as a frequent viewer of the show is not worried. And I know that sounds a bit pretentious, like, oh, are they going to be able to do the show? But sometimes you can hear it in an Elphaba's voice of they're struggling a little bit. Obviously, I was a little bit annoyed that yet again they brought over another previous cast member. Jennifer was in the Broadway production of Wicked, and I think the tour as well, but I might be wrong there, when they could have a new face in the show, but I did enjoy seeing her. At number 4 on my Elphaba list, I'm going to give it to Nikki DavisJones, who I saw very early on in my Wicked history.
Something has changed within me. Something is not the same. I'm through with playing by the rules of someone else's game. Too late for second guessing. Too late to go back to sleep. It's time to trust my instincts, close my eyes, and leave.
The second time that I saw the show, basically a friend and I had booked to see the evening performance, and we were in London earlier on in the day, and me being already a ridiculous fangirl convinced my friend that we should also go to the matinee. So we did that, and Nikki was on because Rachel was going through a bit of illness at the time. So I don't think we even knew until we got to the theatre, and I thought, you know what, let's just see what the understudy or the standby is like, let's see what Nikki DavisJones is like. And I'm so glad that we went. I mean, we had crap seats, they were restricted view in the dress circle, but I loved seeing her. And then I think she was on for the evening show as well, and there we were, the second row of the stalls, so that was really nice to obviously see her from all the way at the back and then all the way at the front. That was really nice. And then Nikki also went on to do the UK tour afterwards, and it was amazing to see her then as well. She made some lovely choices in her songs. One of them, for example, I might try and insert some examples of, like, if there are clips to show you guys, but in Defying Gravity there was this lovely, is it a riff? I don't know if I'd consider it a riff, but in the line, I'm through with playing by the rules of someone else's game, she did this lovely little thing, like, how to describe it, I do not know. It was on the bye. It was like, I'm through with playing by. It was like, I can't sing. Well, I can sort of sing, but not good enough. But that was kind of what she did, and it melted my heart, and I just loved her Elphaba. I think she was actually quite different to Rachel, from what I thought anyway. I thought she was a much like softer Elphaba in terms of personality. At the same time, she was very feisty as well. I don't know. Oh, she was lovely, and just I miss seeing Nikki DavisJones perform. I'm not gonna lie, I miss it. At number 3 on my list, I have to say Jacqueline Hughes, who was in the London production and also in the UK tour and the recent Asia tour that they've just completed.
Unlimited. My future is unlimited. It sounds truly crazy and true. The vision's hazy, but I swear someday I'll be flying so high, defying gravity, and nobody in all of Oz, no wizard that there is or was, is ever gonna bring me down.
As I explained in the video Sam and I did, but from this point on, don't watch that video yet. Jackie was a swing in the London production when I first started to see it. I'm pretty sure she'd been in the production maybe a year before that as well, maybe even more. She's been in the show for a long time, and she started off as a swing. If you don't know what a swing is, that means the person can cover like multiple tracks and they are ready to go on basically whenever. Swings are amazing and don't get the recognition that they deserve. Obviously, when I first started seeing the show, I would only see Jackie kind of dotted around as different tracks on stage. Got to know her at stage door. She's an amazing human being. She's so lovely. She then was promoted to, I think, second understudy for Madame Morrible. So I got to see her do that role a few times, and that was awesome. Then she got promoted up to understudy for Elphaba as well. And in the summer of 2014, I went away to France for the summer. I came back to London via bus, which was horrible, like a 18-hour coach ride from the south of France to London. Wouldn't recommend it. But the coach went to London Victoria. I got back into the UK, switched on my phone, and all I could see were tweets about the fact that Jackie was going on as Elphaba that night. I had to go home. Like, my friend was picking me up from the station. I had 3 suitcases. I couldn't. I was exhausted. I just couldn't. And I literally passed by the Apollo Victoria Theatre, and I was so emotional that I just couldn't go. I was so annoyed at myself. I couldn't believe that fate had made it so I could almost go to the show, and yeah, I couldn't. It was a sad day. I can't remember if Jackie managed to get any other Elphaba shows while she was in London, but then it was announced that she was going to be Elphaba on the UK tour, and I was so happy that I would finally get to be able to see her. So I went to see her in Liverpool, Manchester. No, I didn't go to Liverpool, did I? No, I went... What theatres did I go to? I went to the Lowry Theatre, that's in Manchester. Maybe I did go to Liverpool. I'm gonna look this up and put it in the edit. I think I might have gone to Liverpool. And also, I definitely went to Edinburgh to see her there. Did I go to Liverpool? My memory's going in my old age. I can't believe that I've forgotten if I went to Liverpool or not. I feel like I did. Anyway, I'll have figured it out by the time I'm editing this video. Adventures around the country aside, I just really loved Jackie's Elphie. Not only because I felt like she absolutely deserved it, like this was such an amazing progression to watch, her going from a swing and not really being like recognised or like championed to then literally soaring all the way up to Elphaba. If there was anyone who deserved it, it was absolutely her. And I'm so proud of her. And now like she's gone like across the other side of the world to play Elphie, and it's just amazing. Okay, number 2 on my list. Oh my goodness, we're getting to the top, and you might know. You probably know who's at the top by now. Anyway, number 2 is Hayley Gallivan, who, if you're a new like watcher of Wicked, you might not know her name because Hayley was the standby back in 2012. gosh, that's a long time ago. 2012, when Louise took over as Elphaba, Hayley was her standby. I went to see Hayley's first show, which I believe was November the 24th. I could be wrong, but I feel like that was the date, 24th or 25th. I hadn't seen Hayley in any shows before. She was a complete new face to me, but I don't know, I think it was because I wasn't a huge fan of Louise as Elphaba. I was like, I need to see the standby, see what she's like, and hopefully I'll like her. And I loved Hayley. I loved her as Elphaba. Again, it probably helped because I wasn't a huge fan of Louise. Hayley's portrayal was much more to my liking, but she was such a cute Elphaba. She's just so cute. I loved how powerful she was in the songs. I loved how cheeky she was. She was such a cheeky Elphaba, but then really angry in Act 2, which obviously you need to be. As I mentioned in the video Sam and I did, the one main thing that like always sticks out to me whenever I think of her Elphaba was the line in The Wizard of I, The Wizard and I, when Elphaba is singing. I couldn't remember the line in Sam's video and now I can't remember it again. It's where she goes from the front of the stage to the back and she's saying, "It'll come to me in a moment." That's not the line. I'm gonna have to look it up. Oh, what a pair will be, the wizard and I. Oh, right. So it's when she's saying, "But I swear someday there'll be a celebration throughout Oz. That's all to do with me." And then when she gets to the back of the stage, then she starts the "and I'll stand there with the wizard." She didn't take a breath in between "that's all to do with me" and "I'll stand there." And I hadn't really seen an Elphaba do that in a while. And it was quite amazing. And she didn't even seem like fussed by it. I miss her as Elphaba. She was so good. Because she was a standby, she did get quite a few opportunities to play the role, which meant I got to go and see her quite a lot. I actually managed to go to see her final show as well, which was very emotional for me, sat in the dress circle. It's a shame because she's not really done much in terms of theatre since then. Come back, Hayley, please. Okay, number 1 on my list. Oh, I wonder who it could be. It's Rachel Tucker. Should I just end the video now? I feel like you've all heard enough of me talking about Rachel Tucker. Okay, bye guys, see you later. Okay, no, Rachel Tucker was my first Elphaba, and I think for most people, your first Elphaba is possibly your favourite Elphaba, and that is definitely the case for me. She was definitely one of the main reasons that I absolutely fell in love with the show, obviously because Elphaba is most of the show, so I fell in love. I fell in love with Wicked from the very first time I saw it, and it was crazy how obsessed I became with it. There's like personal reasons as to why I fell in love with the show as well, but the performance-wise, I'd never seen someone in a show that affected me that much. It was quite amazing.
Something has changed within me. Something is not the same. I'm through with playing by the rules of someone else's game. Too late for second guessing. Too late to go back to sleep. It's time to trust my instincts. Close my eyes and bleed. It's time to try defying gravity.
Something about the first time I saw Wicked just absolutely sucked me in, and I know it does it to a lot of people because I've met so many people because of Wicked at the stage door and online, and I see so many of you online and talk to you about Wicked, and it's mad to think that my life is literally the way it is because of Wicked. And I definitely consider Rachel Tucker to be a big part of that. Not only have I seen Rachel in the London production, but I managed to see her on Broadway as well. I was at her original London cast change and her second London cast change, and I saw her on Broadway only a week after she started the role. It was kind of by accident. I'd booked the trip to New York and then it later was announced that she was going to Broadway, and I was so happy because I'm usually really unlucky with stuff like that. Like, I'm planning to go to New York. Well, I'm not planning, I'm booked to go to New York very soon, and I'm keeping stum about the shows that I want to see because last time they all closed. So yeah, it's been amazing to get to know Rachel and to see how her career is progressing and like what she's up to. I think it's just amazing. She's always had a pretty solid fan base, but it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Anyway, I know that I've rambled on for quite some time, so I hope you've enjoyed this video about my top 10 Elphabas in order. Sorry it was a bit all over the place. I really should have planned this, shouldn't I? Oh well. I just had the idea and I wanted to sit down and film it straight away. I would love to know in the comments who your favourite Elphabas are and the order that you would put them in, and if you agree with some of the ones on my list. If you are new to the channel and would like to see more of me in the future, you should definitely subscribe, and if you've enjoyed the video, please do hit the like button because that makes me happy. I hope you're doing really well and I will see you very soon. Bye!